Hi everyone. Okay, thank you for attending today's Trimedia. Today we're gonna go through Evergreen Sec 1 2023 paper 1. This is not a very difficult paper, so still quite doable. Okay, so let me go through some of the questions from the beginning. So let's start with question number 1 over here. Express the following number as a recurring decimal. So firstly, you must be able to know how to use your calculator. Okay, and then add up all the numbers. So for my calculation, right, I just key in the whole fraction and everything. I got a number 14.45231,231. Okay, the question asked me to express this as a recurring decimal. So when it's a recurring decimal, I need to observe what are the decimals that are actually repeating itself. So what are the ones that are recurring? The number 231231 is the one that's recurring. So when we write a recurring number, we'll still write those numbers that did not recur. Okay. And then we start with the number that repeats itself, which is 231. We only put 2 dots at maximum. The number where it started and the number where it ends. So this will have to be your answer. Okay. Hopefully you can get this correct. 1 mark for free. Next question. By writing each number correct to one significant figure, please read the question carefully. Okay, it's not asking you to calculate and then round off to one sig fig. It's asking you to round each number to one significant figure. So rounding off each number to one significant figure, I need to show my working very clearly. 791.05 with 1 sig fig, the 1 sig fig. This is my first significant figure. Round up. It is not the number 8 because this is 7 in the hundreds. So this one will be 800. Okay. Next up, I need you all to help me to give me answers. So look at the number 0.45. Can you tell me what is the one significant figure? The first non-zero number is here. What do I get?
0.5.
Thank you. 0.5. Then last but not least, the number 999. 1 sig fig round up. What does it become?
1,000.
1,000. Thank you very much. Not 10, but because it's in the 999. So it's 1,000. Then I use these numbers to show my working very clearly. And then a cube root of 1,000. Then now I can use my calculator to calculate my answer. Right? And square root 1,000, cube root 1,000. Do you know how to press cube root? Shift, I need to press the shift button. And I'll get my answer 20. But take note, my original number over here is equal, right? And now I change it to an approximation sign because it's not exact yet. I rounded it off, use some estimation for it. Okay, so check. Have you gotten this answer correct? Okay, 1 mark for the correct working over here. So you need this correct working in order to get 1 mark. Then your final answer over here, 1 mark. Okay. Next question. This one. Simple word problem. A quarter of x. Anyone can tell me what's a quarter of x? Come on. What's a quarter of x? Very simple.
0.25x.
Oh, you prefer decimal. I don't. When I do algebra, I don't like to do decimal place. Can I put fraction?
Divide by 4.
Yes, thank you. Can I write, it's the same as 0.25x, but I prefer to write it as 1/4 x 1 over 4x or x divided by 4 so-called. Okay, where any more participants? Okay, can. All right. And equivalent means equal to sum of 3x and 10. So it means 3x plus 10. Okay, where's my 10? My 10 disappeared. Then what does this mean? Subtracted by x minus 3. How do I write this subtracted by x minus 3? How am I going to write to prevent careless mistakes? Am I going to just write negative and minus x minus 3? Is this correct?
Bracket.
Yeah, I need to add a bracket. It's subtract the whole of x minus 3, right? So I need to put a bracket down there. And then I'll have my fraction over here. Okay, I can get rid of my fraction a bit later. 3x plus 10. And this one will be subtract x, subtract negative 3. So it's minus x. What will happen to the sign over here? This one will become,
Positive.
thank you. That sounds like Ethan, is it? Thank you very much. Okay, so become plus 3. Yeah. So then I must simplify this, or some of you have 0.25x. Doesn't matter, still works the same way. Right? For me, I don't like the 1/4. So I'm going to multiply everything, the whole thing over here by 4. Okay, I'm going to multiply the whole thing over here by 4, everything times 4. And I'll get x, then I get rid of the denominator. So everything times 4, 13 also times 4, that'll give me 52. Then I try to solve for x. I'm going to keep my x here and I'll bring this over. It becomes, what does it becomes? Oh, I know Shika cannot tell me. Maybe I should ask somebody. Anyone else can tell me what happens to it? No. Okay, now ask Xingyi.
Negative x.
Thank you. So this is negative x. Then at the same time, if I were to shift the 52 over, this one will also become negative 52. Okay, simplifying our answer, 7x is negative 52. Not a nice number, maybe. I'll leave it as a fraction. So x will be negative 52 over 7. Simplifying as a fraction, I can either accept this answer or as a mixed number. Is this okay? All right, y'all take a look. Then what about the person who gave me 0.25? He views 0.25x. You should still be able to get the correct answer. Just that maybe the answer might appear in decimal. Don't leave your answer in decimal. Use the exact value. Okay. Next question. Now this one over here, shape 2 more squares so that this pattern has a rotational symmetry of order 2. What is a rotational symmetry? Rotational symmetry means I need to turn 360 degrees, right? And if I turn 360 degrees, I will see it 2 times. If it's rotational symmetry order 2, that means what is the angle that I will see it again? I'll take 360 divide by 2 to give me 180 degrees. What does this mean? This means this squares over here, these 2 squares over here, if I were to rotate it 180 degrees, okay, I must be able to see it repeating again. So let me rotate it 90 degrees. If I rotate this, wait, give me a minute. Let me think. How am I going to rotate this? Yeah. If I rotate this 90 degrees, the 2 squares will be over here. This is 90 degrees. And when I come to 180 degrees, I rotate it again. It will be at the bottom too. Okay, so if I want to have that, it has a rotational symmetry order 2. That means these 2 squares, 1 and 2, must repeat again over at these 2 sides. So in this case, I will shade my, I need a darker color. Yeah, I'll shade the 2 squares here so that they will look exactly with a rotational symmetry order 2. You'll be there exactly the same. Okay, so this is how you actually use to get your answer. So you must understand how does rotational symmetry works. It turns 360 degrees and you will see it 2 times. Okay, so when do you see exactly the same again? Take 360 divided by 2 to give you 180 degrees. Okay, so I'll draw the 180 degrees. Oh, these 2 squares appears here. So I'm going to shade these 2 squares. Okay, shouldn't be too difficult. Next, write down the order of rotational symmetry. This one you can see it very clearly. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4. I have exactly 4 times. Okay, my rotational symmetry will be order 4. Okay, not difficult. Next question. On a mountain, the temperature decreases by 6.5. This is a rate, for every 1,000 meters increase in the height, the change in the height. So I started off at 2,000 meters, the temperature is so much, and I ended off at 6,000 meters. So what do I need to do? I must first find the change in the height. Anyone can tell me what's the change in the height?
4,000 meter.
4,000.
Thank you. 4,000 meters. For every 1,000 meter, it's 6.5 degrees. So the temperature change will be how much? Every 1,000 is 6.5. So 4,000, I will take 6.5. Very simple, very simple. Then 6.5, do what to it? How many times?
Time 4.
Thank you. Times 4, 6.5 times 4. This one is a change of 26 degrees Celsius, but this one, the temperature decreases. So I started off at 10 degrees Celsius. So the temperature now will be from 10 degrees Celsius, it decreases by 26 degrees Celsius. I'll get a negative temperature of negative 16 degrees Celsius. Have you gotten the answer? How many of you got this answer correct? Raise your hands. 1, 2, 3. Okay, almost everybody. Okay. Oh, all right, some have not done. Okay, never mind. Okay, we can continue with this. Next question. Good. Consider the following set of the numbers. Now, I've done some general rough calculations for all these numbers already. The first one I did square root of 121 is 1.1. I calculated the whole thing over here, gave me a number 2. This one is a very long, never-ending decimal place. This one is already a fraction. And this one has 2 dots now. This one is recurring decimal. Okay, and this one is an improper fraction, mixed number. All right, and then I have this. So this number, what I'm going to do, later I need to use it. Okay, so the first part of the question says, take the numbers that are cube numbers. What are cube numbers? Cube numbers are numbers that can be expressed as a product of its prime factors, but all the power has multiple of 3. So let's check. I must have a number that can be, number 1, an integer itself to begin with, a whole number, and it can be expressed as a product with prime factors. So I look at these, all these numbers. Okay, this number is already just 2. This number is not an integer, so I'm not going to consider. Not integer, not integer. Number 1, but 1 is just 1 itself. It's not, don't have any other prime factors already. But 1 is a special number. 1 is also 1 cube. 1 cube is still 1, right? So actually, this number 1 itself is actually also a cube number. Okay, so 1 is the correct answer. Next one, let me continue the list. This one, not integer, not integer, no need care. Oh, so I'm left with this number over here now. If I want to a cube number, I must check that it can be written as a product with prime factors with power multiple of 3. So I take 64. I did my prime factorization over here. In this case, you'll notice I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 64 can be expressed as 2 to the power of 6. So what is the cube number? I have 3 to the power of 3. This power 3 is a multiple of 3. And 2 to the power of 6, this power 3 is also a multiple of 3. Hence, therefore, this is a cube number. So I'm going to write my answer. Oops, blank. 3 cube and 64. This is also a cube number. So more often than not, students usually miss out this answer because 1 is actually 1 cube. So it's still a cube number. Okay. Next one. What is an irrational number? Irrational number got a few couple of tricks that you take note of. Number 1, irrational number are not fractions. Okay, irrational number cannot be written as a fraction. So definitely some of you will choose 22/7. No, this one is not, because this is already a fraction. So that's definitely not. This is also definitely not an irrational number. Next thing, irrational number is a number that does not end and has no repeating pattern. It doesn't repeat itself. That means this number, a recurring number over here, this is also not an irrational number. So which of all these is the number that doesn't end, have no repeating pattern, and is not a fraction? The only number will be this. Okay, a lot of students get mixed up by the number over pi and think that it's a fraction. That is not true. The actual value of it is not a fraction. So 3 over pi is the only answer in this case. Okay. Next one, prime number or numbers. Prime numbers, what's the smallest prime number? Prime number only have two factors, right? 1 and itself. Is 1 a prime number? Okay, must ask. Who says
No.
that 1 is not a prime number? Please raise up your hand. Not a prime number. Only one person. See, the rest all never pay attention. ID Haris, is 1 a prime number? Aaron, is 1 a prime number? You see, no response. No, yeah, then I say not a prime number, must raise our hand, right? You never raise out the hand. Or you raise our hand physically. Okay, Kat, the rest of you, thank you very much. You all are still alive, pretty much alive. All right, so 1 is not a prime number. Why? Because 1 only has one factor. 1 don't have two factors, right? So what are the smallest prime numbers starting from 2? And this is the only one. So this is the only prime number. Is there any other prime numbers that I see? No more already. Okay, no more that I know of. So in this case, this is the only answer to cube over 4 answer. Okay. Next one, question 7, relatively easy. Just make sure you plug in everything. You must show the working here. Must show the working. Right? And then you key everything, including the brackets, before you square it in order to get the correct answer. Right? Please make sure you check. So, okay, this one should be the correct answer. Okay, next question. Okay, I spend a little bit more time on the others, right? Question 8, I assume you all know how to do so I'm not going to go through too much. This one is just basically bring numbers. Okay, I'm going to do part B over here. Okay, this person's, what's the name? Okay, Luffy or Lufty, I don't know. Okay, the weekly earnings of $999 are increased by A%. What do you mean by increase by A%? It means originally I have 100%. I increase it by A. That means what am I doing? Increase it by A. What happens? Nobody tell me the answer. What happens to the percentage? Add or subtract? No. Oh, add. Correct. Add A%. Right? So if I add 8%, total this is how many percent? This is actually 100 plus A%. What is a percent? A percentage means this number, 100 plus a percentage. Let's say I got 75%. 75% can be written as 75 over 100. Example, so if now I want to find the actual value itself, I'll take this percentage over 100 times 999. Okay, then of course we need to try to simplify it out a little bit. Personally, I don't like decimal places. Some of you will do decimal place, but I really don't like decimal place. So I will just write this whole thing, multiply with 999. So this one times 999 gives me 99900 plus 9998. Multiply everything out. The whole thing over 100. That's me. Okay, but I think some students, maybe you all prefer decimals. If you have decimals, then you get 999, you divide by 100 plus divide by 100. This one will give me 129.99. This answer. I personally prefer this one lah, but maybe some of you write this lah. I'll still accept. Both answers are correct. Okay, they never say must leave it in terms of decimal place, so I'll still leave it in fraction. Okay. Next, find the value of A if his new weekly earnings is this amount of money. So my new weekly earnings is, I'm going to use back this. The whole thing multiplied by 999. It says this is equals to 1028.97 if ma, so equals, right? So firstly, I don't like my denominator 100. I will, what can I do? And I don't like this one. What can I do?
Move it to the other side.
Yeah, then become what?
Times 100.
Times 100. 1028.99897 times 100. Then how to get rid of the 999? Oops, I draw the answer already. How to get rid of the 999?
Divide.
Thank you. Okay, this whole thing, right? Okay, let me calculate. 1028.97. Anyone got the answer already? Is it 103? I got 103. Is it 103? I got this, I shift everything away. I got this whole value to be equals to 103. Therefore, A is what number?
3.
3. Answer. Well done. Okay. 3 is okay. You can just go through the questions. I think maybe your teacher will give you the paper as well. Then if not, then you wait for me to print for you the hard copy, then you can do lah. In school, you can use the soft copy in the meantime. Okay, next question. All right, this one. Okay, this question over here needs a little bit of theory, okay, and understanding because it's in algebra. But the main things that we know, first part, I have A and B already in the product of its prime factors, expressed in terms of K, the product prime factors. The smallest possible integer, I want a number that is exactly divisible by A and B. This number must be divisible by, can be divided by A, can be divided by B. Question, is it the HCF or is it the LCM? Tell me your responses. Is it HCF or LCM? No response.
LCM.
Thank you. It's the LCM. Okay, so if there's a opposite, okay, 20, right? Okay, if it's going to be an LCM, what are the things that we're going to choose for LCM? LCM, first thing, must choose all the factors. LCM, do we choose the highest or lowest power? Choose what kind of powers? Highest or lowest power?
Highest.
Highest, right? So we choose the highest power. So let's choose the 2 square and 2 cube. We choose 2 factor 3 highest power. What other factors do we need to choose? Olivia. Olivia. Response. See.
3.
3. Any more? Any
5,
more?
2.
5 square. Any more?
7 cube.
Thank you. Last but not least, letter K. K, but K to power of what?
2.
K2. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is the correct answer. So I need to choose all the factors that are available, 2, 3, 5, 7, K, everything. And I must choose the one with the highest power. All right, so I choose everyone. So this is the answer. Next question. Now, find the smallest integer such that 24kn is a multiple of b. Where I'm going to show you 2 different methods. Method number 1 is by understanding. If this is going to be a multiple of b, what does it mean? It means all factors of B must be included. First method, number one, we find by observation. Okay, method one. All the factors of B must be included into 24K times N. Let's check. What is 24? So for me, I done 24, the prime factors of it. Divide by 2, divide 2, divide 2, divide by 3. Okay, and I got 2 cubed and 3. Then there's a K, right? So there's a K, right? So all factors of B must be included. Let's go through one by one. 2B has 2 cubed. Does it already have 2 cubed inside 24K? Yes, right? So 2 cubed is already taken care of. Next thing we check. B has 5 squares. Is there a 5 square inside 24K? Is there a 5
No.
square? No, right? So that means my letter N need to include a 5 square so that this can be taken care of inside. Okay, I'm going to add it in, right? Next one, I look at the factor for 7. 7, the 24K don't have a factor 7, so I also need to include a factor 7. Last but not least, K. K is already included in 24K, so I don't need an extra factor. Then some students ask me, what about the factor 3? I don't need to care about the factor 3. Why? Because it's not a factor inside B, so I ignore the 3. So my answer for my N will be just this number. N will be 25 times 7, 175 answer. Okay, so the first method, by observation, I must make sure that all the factors, all the factors of B are inside 24 and K. So 7 not inside, include 5 square not inside, include. The 3, it belongs to 24, it doesn't belong to B, so I ignore. Okay, this is method number 1. Method number 2, some students prefer it the other way around. Method number 2 is by taking the LCM to be equals to 24K and then you find N. Okay, so how can we do this? I'm going to use this to find the LCM of B and 24K. So for LCM, I have 2 cubed, 3, 5 square, 7K. 3, 5 square, 7K. This whole LCM is equals to the number 24K times N. If I want to find N, I take this whole number, divide by 24K. Then I'll be able to get N. Then 24, then you work out all your numbers and you divide. K is already cancel out. So you just multiply and work out the calculation in your calculator. You'll still get the answer 175. Okay, so 2 methods for you all to take a look. First method by observation. Method number 2, some students prefer this method, okay, that you find the LCM of both B and 24K first. So you have all the factors inside. Then I want to get rid of 24K, I divide away 24K. Then I can use my calculator and get my answer. Okay, sometimes my number is so big that my calculator cannot use. Then you are left with no choice. You need to do method number 1. All right, or unless you do mentally 2 cubed and the other one cancel out one by one, then you can maybe work out a simpler number. All right. Okay. I will recommend you to study this question. Okay. To recall the concepts. Are you okay so far? Do you need me to repeat this again? No response. Okay, never mind, I'll continue. Okay, next question. P and Q are both prime numbers, but take note of the following here. P is smaller than Q. P is smaller than Q. Values of P and Q, question say A times P over Q. So P is smaller, Q is the bigger one. such that this is a perfect square. What is the meaning of a perfect square? Perfect square means all the powers of prime factors are multiple of 2. Okay, multiple of the number 2. Let's check one by one. A has 2 square, already 2 square, no problem. 3 is on its own. Either I can increase the power to make it 3 square, or I decrease the power to make it no more 3. Oh no, no 3. That means either I multiply or I divide away 3. Next thing I observe, 7 cubed. This power here is not a multiple of 2. Either I multiply and increase it to make it 7 to the power of 4, or I divide it to make it become 7 power of 2. Okay, 7 k square already done, no problem. So now the question is, I can only multiply by one number and I divide by another number. And the number p that I multiply must be a smaller number. Am I going to multiply by 3? Or am I going to multiply by 7? What am I going to multiply? Am I going to multiply by 3? Or divide or multiply by 7? Which one? Smaller number.
3.
Okay, 1 person. What about the rest? Do you all agree? You know what's happening or not? Yeah, I think Ethan is on to say 3. So I'm going to multiply, no 3, okay, 3, okay? Alright, so we're going to multiply by the number 3. So if I multiply number 3, this one here, 3 times 3 will become 3 squared. Then I need to divide away. So I settled 3 already. The next number I need to divide away, that will become divide by the number 7. So that 7 cubed divided by 7 will become 7 squared. So I divide by 7. So P is the smaller number, which is 3. Q is the bigger number, which is 7. Do you need me to repeat this again? Those who are okay with this, y'all give me a response. Okay, no need, confirm, Okay, next question. Find the value of k such that the greatest common factor. What is another word for greatest common factor? What's another word for greatest common factor?
HCF.
Thank you. HCF, yes, highest common factor. When I want to choose the highest common factor, what kind of powers do I choose, or what kind of factors? I only choose the factors that are common, and then I choose what kind of power. What kind of power? Highest power or lowest power? Highest common factor, highest power or lowest power? Hello? Yes, 1 person answered me. Haki, thank you very much. Okay, choose the lowest power. So choose whatever that is common. Okay, first check 2 square and 2 cube, lowest power 2 square. 3 and 5 square, not common. 7, 3, 7, this is 7 to the power 1, so I choose 7. Then the number k square and k, I choose letter k. They say that this greatest common factor is 364. How do I find k? I don't want 2 square and 7. I take 364 divide by 2 square times 7. Use my calculator. My answer is 30. Do you get your answer? How many of you got correct for this question? 1, 2, 3. What about the rest? 4. Haris, do you get this correct? Haris got no response one. Always got no response. Everyone, do you get this correct? Or you haven't done the question? Xiala got it correct. Who is ANK1B0? Okay, I don't know. Is that Jaden? No, that doesn't look like Jaden. Oh, that's really Jaden. Okay, can. I got another iPad user. I don't know who is it. All right. Okay, good. Looks like most of you can handle the question. Next one, question 10. This looks a little bit complicated, but it can be done. We should do it a little bit slowly. Right. First, division. Keep, change, flip. This is what you all taught me. So I shall keep this 5C. Change this to multiplication sign. Flip the numerator. And then flip the fraction. Okay. Next, what I need to do, I know a lot of students will start cancelling. I really don't like to cancel. Yeah, I really don't like to cancel. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll multiply numerator with numerator. Please take note, this is not addition and not subtraction. You do not make the denominator the same. Okay, and this is not equation sign here. You do not cross multiply. This is different from your normal equal equation sign. Equation sign, then you cross multiply, or addition or fraction, you make the denominator the same. This is not. This is only multiplication and division. So you really multiply and you really work out the numbers. So I multiply numerator, denominator with the denominator. Okay. So numerator with numerator, I work out the numbers. 24 times 15, 360. A cube, nothing else. C cube. Okay. Denominator, 5 times negative 8, 40. A first, I'll put my A first. So A to power 4, A4, C. Okay. Next, this is not the final answer. Simplify it. Numerator with the denominator. Numbers with numbers. 360 over negative 40. That gives me negative 9. Okay. And then I check. Now I have the next part over here. A cube over 4. A to power 4. On top, there are 3 of them. Denominator, 4 of them. After I cancel, how many left?
1.
Yeah. Top or bottom?
Bottom.
Bottom. So I put the A at the bottom. Next one, C cube. C. How many left?
2.
Top or bottom?
Top.
So C squared. Answer. Is this okay? This one must learn. Must know, must get the number, must get the points, okay? Must be correct. Next question. This one just working out because I'm sure there's a lot of careless mistake. First question, now this is addition and subtraction, then I need to make the denominator the same. What is the LCM of 6 and 9? A lot of students will take 6 times 9, right? How many of you make 54? Anyone make 54? Okay, somebody give me a suggestion already. Oh, you didn't, Haris didn't do the question. Okay. What's the LCM of 6 and 9? How many of you take 6 times 9? And you use the number 54. Who are the ones who put 54? Anyone use 54? Hands up. Don't have. Wow, so clever. So what is the LCM for this? Xingning say is 18. Do you all agree it's 18? The LCM for 6 and 9 is 18. How many of you use 18 as your denominator? Hands up. 1. The rest, 6 of them. Okay, 6 of them. Okay, good. right? Okay, in exam, please open your eyes and think very carefully before you just blindly multiply, okay? If not, your numbers will look a little bit horrible. They'll be quite big. But before I even make the denominator the same, I noticed certain thing. This is subtraction. Me being Madam Ng very kiasu, right? I will put brackets here. Why? Because my negative sign later when I multiply in, right, it will affect the sign over here. So I put brackets over here. Okay. Second thing, I know that there's the 7 over here. So I'm going to multiply the 7 in first. So I have 7m minus 14 over 6. This is even before I make it as a same denominator. Okay, now I'm going to make the denominator become 18. What do I need to multiply in order to get 18? Anyone can tell me? What do I need to multiply to get 18? 3. Okay, Connie said 3. Thank you very much. 3, what do I need to multiply here to get 18? Is 3 there? No, then ask somebody else. Who else is there? Yeah, 3, what do I need to multiply to get 18 for the other fraction, for this fraction over here? You pay attention, okay, 2. Okay, times 2 times 2. Okay, so easy, sure or not? Okay, so in this case, I don't like to write as 2 separate denominators and 2 separate fractions. I'll make it into 18. Notice I'm combining everything together. So when I multiply, my sign, my subtraction, the sign will change. So 3 times 7, 21m. 3 times 14, 42. Negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. Negative 2 times negative m is negative times negative positive 2m. Okay, so the highest chance to make common mistake, student, is down here. Do you change the sign correct? Okay, then we combine this, simplifying it, 21m with 2m, that will give me 23m. Minus 42 minus 10, some student will give me negative 32, it's not correct, it's negative 52, then 18. All right, now as a good habit, you always check, is there any more common factor? Right, in this case, 23 and 52 that have no more common factor. If there is a common factor, you need to factorize out the common factor. Okay, but in this case, no more common factor, so therefore this is going to be my final answer. Okay? How many of you never made any careless mistake, got this question fully correct? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4%. Only 4%. Oh, 6. Okay. Okay. Hopefully. All right. Next question. This whole page is all on factorization. Let me focus a little bit more, huh? Okay. For factorization, number 1, we check. I personally write it this way. I will always divide out my common factors first. 8 and 6, common factor 2. Pi square pi, common factor pi. Y and y cube, common factor y. So 8 pi square y divided by 2, 4 pi. 4 no more pi already. I take out my pi. Oh, got pi. One more, sorry. Then pi square, so I take out 1. Next, 6 pi y cube divided by 2 pi gives you 3. Y cube, take out 1, I'm left with y squared. Writing this as the product of its factors. Answer. Okay, those of you who can do it mentally, you should really give the answer. No problem, please go ahead. Okay, next question. Notice there are 4 terms down here. When there's 4 terms, we try grouping, we try, not necessarily must always be grouping, but we'll try to do grouping. So in this case, we can actually rearrange the group. Okay, if you follow the existing group that is given, also can be done, or you can do rearrange also, is up to you. So some of the students, they might do it this way. Okay, I'll just show you the one. If I follow according to this, my first group here, okay, second group, I'm left with 3p, positive 3p minus 1. Then you'll be thinking like 3p minus 1, what's that to factorize, right? There's no common factor, for goodness sake, right? We try first, okay? So let's take a look. 6p and 2, 6 and 2, 3 is a common factor. P square, p, so I have a p. Q and q, I have a q. Oh no, not 3, not 3, 2 is a common factor. Then I should divide, I get 3p minus 2 divided by 2 is the number 1. Hey, isn't this exactly the same as this one already? So if that's the case, what's my common factor over here that I need to factorize? I factorize out the factor 1, no? In fact, it's a positive 1. I still get back 3p minus 1, right? If I were to write this out, some of you might do it this way. You write out the first common factor. I get 3p minus 1. This is a positive 1 with my remaining 3p minus 1. Okay, so this is a part of my working. If you were to write it this way, the brackets that repeat itself, the factor that is repeated, we only write it 1 time. Then covering away, I will get my other factor, 2pq plus 1. Alternatively, I look at my answers over here. I can straight away notice these two are repeated. Means that is my common factor, 3p minus 1. The remaining factors will be 2pq plus 1. Then this will be your answer. Okay, of course, there are other choices. Some of you might group 6p square q with 3p, and then negative 2pq with negative 1, something like that. It's up to you. Okay, maybe you just work out your answers, you show me, and I'll go through whether is it correct. Okay, next question. This one is actually not difficult. Please don't go and expand and simplify. Okay, what you need to observe that this is A, positive A, but this is negative A. This is negative B squared, this is positive B squared. How do we change the sign? Anyone knows how do we change the sign? To make it both are positive. How to change, how to change from negative A become positive A, then B squared to become negative B squared. What do I do? Y'all need to tell me earlier so that we can end lesson faster. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Coiny. Multiply a negative number. So this one become negative 7g. And while I have negative, b squared now become negative b squared. Negative a now become positive a. Now they are the same sign. So when they have the same sign, yes, you subtract, correct? When you have the same sign, the factor that is repeated, we only write it 1 time. Then the remaining factors, 3 minus 7g. Have you gotten the answer? Thank you, JC, also. Okay, so far, I'm left with 15 minutes to continue. Okay, if you have no much problem, then I'm going to continue with our next question. Oh, let me take a look at my remaining questions. Okay, I try to do faster. Okay, this question over here, number 1, this one is a hexagon. Hexagon has 6 sides. So what is the formula to calculate sum of interior angles? GC, maybe you can give me a formula to calculate sum of interior angle. Wait, do you know or not? Oh, n minus 180. Uh-oh. TC wrong. Try again. Nope. N minus something. N plus 2. No, even worse. N minus 2. Not n plus 2. Okay, correct. Thank you, Samuel. So n minus 2. But n in this case is the number hexagon. Hexagon n is equals to 6. So 6 minus 2 times 180. That will give you a total of 720 degrees. Okay, so the sum of angles in the hexagon, 720. Next, I have written on my diagram. I read through already and highlight everything. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4y. And 1, 2, 2x. Everything add up. Okay, wait, let me write it the other way around. 2x and 4y. Everything adds up to the total of 720. How am I going to get this? Any suggestions? From x, 2x change to x, and 4y change to y.
Divide by 2.
Thank you. Okay, everything also divide by 2. Every single term divide by 2. That'll give me the answer. So, okay. Next, so I already have this equation. This equation is already given to me. They say x is 2 over 3y. So x is 2 over 3 of y. 2 over 3 of y. So what am I going to do? I have my original equation. Oh, who's this? Oh, Haki. My original equation is x plus 2y equals to 360. The x now become 2 over 3y. I'm going to plug it inside. Okay, right? Then this is 2 over 3 of a unit. This is 2 unit. I add them together. There will be students who will write this for me. Uh-oh. Can you tell me what is the mistake in this question, in this presentation? Anyone can tell me. It's not technically fully wrong. The concept is the same, but this is not correct. Who can tell me why this is not correct? Nobody? Yes, thank you, Ryan Q. In algebra, you cannot write it as a mixed number. You have to use improper fraction, right? So please do not write this inside your working. Write it as 8 over 3y, right? Algebra, no mixed number. Use improper fraction. Next, I want to get the value for y. I take 360, I divide away 8 over 3. And I get my answer 135. Can? Okay, but read my question. They want to find the value of y. Okay, so y is the number 135. Okay, this question is simple as it seems, but those students who make this mistake, sorry, minus 1 marks for your presentation. Okay. Next one, this one have line of symmetry. First line of symmetry over here, second line of symmetry over here. So there's 2 lines of symmetry. Can I? Next one. Wait, do you need me to go through this question? I think you know how to do, right? Okay, I'll skip 3A, okay? I think you know how to do how, right? Number of units, whichever. Right, yeah, I think you know how to do fraction. Okay, next one, in this question. In 2019, Ali was X years old, Barry was 4 times as old. So anyone tell me Barry's age in 2019? Come on, give me the answer. Then we end faster. Hello. What is Barry's age in 2019?
4x.
Thank you. So I have 4x. Now from 2019 to 2022, that is how many years later?
3.
3 years later. So I'm going to add the age of 3. So Ali's age will be X plus 3. Then Barry's age will be 4X plus 3, correct? Form an equation in terms of X. Then what happens in 2020? The additional information says that Barry's age, Barry will be 3 times SOS equals to 3 times SOS Ali. Then form an equation. I formed the equation already. Expand and simplify times 3. Then simplify. Okay, I found my X value. What did they want? But that's not the final answer. They want to find the age of Barry in 2020. So in 2019, Barry was 4 times 6. 24. 2020, Barry will be 25 years old. So, okay, so always remember to check back, read the question. Okay? Not difficult, huh? Next question, this one. What is the meaning of rhombus? Anyone can tell me what are there are 2 properties of rhombus. Okay, not only 2 properties, I think more than 2 properties.
2 pairs of parallel lines.
Okay, so it's actually like a parallelogram, right? But and one more special property, I written down here already. All the sides are equal. Okay, and if it's a parallelogram, also the opposite angles and the parallel lines, okay, the opposite angle, this 107, this one also will be 107. This is 118, this one over here will be 118. And I have a pair of parallel lines, that means I can have interior angles. Okay, I can also have interior angles over here. All right, so we have a couple of things that we can find. Find angle FBC. FBC, how do I find angle FBC? Angle FBC, yes?
Corresponding angles.
Wonderful. Corresponding angles on parallel lines. So answer will be 107 directly, but the question says, stating your reasons clearly, please write inside a bracket corresponding angles on parallel lines. Okay, write the reason. Okay, so if I already know that this angle over here is 107, okay, then I'll be able to calculate this angle as well. Okay, FGE. Oh, FGE. FGE, I need to draw out a triangle. This one over here. Okay, and how do I find the angle? This line over here, this is a rhombus, right? So the 2 of them are equal. So actually, this is an isosceles triangle. This is 118 degrees. So to find the angle over here, I just need to take 180 minus 118 divided by 2. Number 31 degrees. Have you gotten the answer? Next question, ECB. I want to find this angle over here, right? I know a couple of things. First one, this whole thing is 107, right? And I probably need to find, which other angle can I find? Wait, give me a minute, my brain not working. Oh, if this is 118, that means this is also 118. Then I can find the smaller angle over here, the smaller angle, ECD. Let me find ECD first. Angle ECD, 180 minus 118 Firstly, it's 118 because this is 118. Here is also 118 because opposite angles of a parallelogram, opposite angles of a rhombus. Then this one angles on a straight line. 118 minus 118, 62 degrees. Adjacent angles on straight line. Then next, I know the whole angle is 107, opposite angles of a parallelogram. Then I minus away. So angle ECB answer, please. Anyone? Never mind. I found your answer already. Too late. Okay. Anyone happen to get this answer correct? Okay, good. Next part, explanation. Okay, I may need to overrun a little bit. I'm finishing up soon. Okay, a straight line passes through C. Question is, where is this point? Where is this line? They never tell me how is the line being drawn, but the angle ECH is 133 degree. ECH, let me erase this away. Angle EC and maybe H lah. Okay, I do not know how it looks like. So it says that this angle is 133 degrees. And explain whether EG is parallel to CH. So there's a point H, right? EG, where's EG? EG is, okay, if EG is going to be parallel, if EG is going to be parallel to CH, that means this angle over here and this angle over here must add up to 180 degrees because of interior angles on parallel lines. So question now is I'm going to find this angle A. This angle is alternate angles with the angle I found just now over here. This answer I found previously was 31 degrees. So this is also 31 degrees. Let's check. Does the two angles add up to 180?
No.
No. Then how are we going to write the presentation? I know that they do not add up to 180 degrees already. So I say angle, what was this name of the angle? GEC. Angle GEC plus the angle ECH equals to 31 degrees plus 133 degrees equals to 164 degrees. What else do I need to write to continue this statement? Just now you told me does not equals to 180. How to write that? Not equal to 180. How to write not equal to 180 in mathematical symbol? Come on. Yes. Thank you, Samuel. Not equal 180. State the property name by what is the name of the property? Anyone? I'm waiting for somebody to type and tell me the answer. By what angle property? Letter U, the two of them, these two angles. What angle property is that? By must have the property name. Anyone? Yes, interior angles between on parallel, not between. By interior angles on parallel lines. Okay, therefore, EG is not parallel to CH. So you need to show me the evidence, numerical number, and give me the angle property name, explanation, and the conclusion. Okay, evidence, explanation, conclusion. Okay, So this is the way it needs to be presented. Okay, I shall go on to the last page. Because after that, the one is construction. Construction I can only do in class. Last page, bear with me. Okay, question number 15. Solve this equation. First, I have square root y, a number, e, such an ugly number. But I shall deal with it as per normal. How do I get rid of, which one do I need to get rid of? How do I need to get rid of all this? Anyone?
Move it to the other side.
And become? This is addition, so
Positive.
it is
Positive.
subtraction, positive. So root y equals to 12 plus 2 over 27. I don't care what is this number. Next, how do I get rid of square root? Opposite of square root. No response. Opposite of
Square.
square root. Yes. Square this. Answer? E, not a nice number. 12 and
368.
the question, if the answer is not a nice number, how? Is it? It's not a nice number, right? Am I right? Let me square it. Yeah, it's not a nice number. I got 145.783. So if it's not a nice number, either I can't leave it as a decimal also. So I gotta round this off to 368. 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 6. Okay, by 3 second figure. Okay. Last but not least, last question. Express 36 meters cubed per hour in cm cube per second. So let's begin with the first part of the question. 1 hour per hour means 1 hour is 36 meter cube. How do I change from meter cube to cm cube?
Times 100.
Thank you. 1 meter to 1 cm is times 100. But if I have meter cube, cm cube, I need to times 100 cube. Okay, so this will be 36 times 100 cube. And that will end up with the number, very long number, 3, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so much. But this one, I want it in seconds. 1 hour has 60 minutes. 1 minute has 60 seconds, which is actually 3,600 seconds. So 3,600 seconds is representing 3,300, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cm cube. I want to find 1 second. I'm going to divide by 3,600. And I'll get my answer 1, 2, 3, 4 cm cube. So this will be cm cube per second. Answer. Is this okay? Can? All right. End of the session. The last part is on construction. I'll go through it again when we are back in school. I'll see you tomorrow for paper 2. Thank you for attending my lesson. Bye. If you have other questions, you let me know again. Bye-bye.